Chapter 20. Right, said Father Christmas. No time to lose. Absolutely, I said, and jumped down from the sleigh. Unfortunately, I was still dressed in my nightclothes, and I discovered that there is a very good reason you never see a polar explorer in a cotton pyjamas, slippers, and a dressing gown. The South Pole is cold. A light breeze skipped across the snow to greet us, and I felt like I'd been pricked by 1,000 tiny burning needles. Then Father Christmas hopped on to my shoulder, and suddenly it was as if I was a bubble. The ice, the snow, the bitter air, none of it could touch me. I'm not cold anymore. What's happened? I asked Father Christmas. What part of magic don't you understand? Said Father Christmas, tootling my hair to show that he was teasing. I'm an elf, and my magic means I don't feel the cold, and while I'm on your shoulders, neither do you. He was right. It didn't matter how bitterly the wind blew. I was as cosy as if I were at home in my nice warm bed. Now then, said Father Christmas, I think that's our target over there. Tents are easier to get into than houses, and soon we were standing in the yellow glow of a large circular canvas dome, surrounded by a wall of whiteboards, each of which was inscribed with all sorts of diagrams and important-looking mathematics. In the middle of the floor was a crib, draped with a gauze and hung with fairy lights. Standing next to it was a mother holding a baby in her arms, her eyes wide in a loving gaze, frozen as still as a statue. As I say, I don't usually deliver to the South Pole, said Father Christmas, but then I heard that Mrs. Bellwater here had a new arrival. I looked again at the lady and her baby, then at the wonderful drawings and equations on the walls around us. But what are all these diagrams? I asked. One day when I grew up, I thought I might like to write mathematics and make complicated pictures like these. Miss Bellwater's a scientist, replied Father Christmas. She's working on something truly incredible. It's the world's biggest telescope, and it's made entirely of ice. Where is it? I asked, secretly hoping we might have time to look at it. The telescope? You're standing on it, said Father Christmas. It's right under your feet. In fact, it's under the entire South Pole. The ice here is so pure that you can use it to detect a very special kind of particle called a neutrino. Neutrinos are everywhere, but it's very hard to see them. A bit like you, I said. Yes, I suppose so, said Father Christmas. You can tell where a neutrino has been because when it hits a water molecule, it sends out a tiny beam of light, and you can tell when I've been because I leave at least one present, which is exactly what I'm going to do now. In one corner of the tent was a little silver Christmas tree made of tinsel, and I walked towards it with Father Christmas on my shoulders. Okay, said Father Christmas. Hand me the sack. What sack? I asked. Good one, said Father Christmas. I like a boy with a sense of humour. The sack with all the presents in? I haven't got it, I said. I specifically asked you to bring it, said Father Christmas. No, you didn't, I replied before I quite remembered to whom I was talking. It must be on the sleigh, I said more politely. Shall I go and fetch it? No time, said Father Christmas, glancing at his watch. It's nearly 2 a.m. and we haven't done North and South America yet. Sorry, baby Sean. I felt very bad. We couldn't leave Sean without giving him a present. Everyone should always have a special first present from Father Christmas. And that's when I had an idea. I could give him Mr. Boudicca, I suggested. Mr. Who? Asked Father Christmas. Here, I said, and I produced my cuddly rabbit from my dressing-gown pocket. He had been my first gift from Father Christmas, and my best friend ever since. I always slept with him by my side. Ah, so that's what you called him, said Father Christmas. Hello, Mr. Boudicca. I remember you. But Jackson, are you sure? Definitely, he said. It'll be like when Torval gave Gerda his rag hedgehog. Won't you miss him, said Father Christmas. A lot, I said, but that's better than Sean not having a present. Could you put me down for a minute, asked Father Christmas, and I set him next to the tree. Father Christmas frowned, and I wondered for a moment if he might be cross. Then he took off his glasses and rubbed his eyes. After a few minutes he put his glasses back on, and I saw there was a tear on his cheek. "You're a good boy," he said in a gruff voice, and placed Mr. Boudicca beside the little Christmas tree. "High five," he said, and I slapped my hand against his red velvet glove. Moments later, Father Christmas was back on my shoulders, and a strong wind was gusting at my back. "As a reward, maybe you'd like to hear a bit more of the story," asked Father Christmas. "I can tell it to you while we deliver our deliveries in South America." "I was hoping you might say that," I replied. The wind was so strong that I was now jogging against my will. Where were we again? "Torval has visited the past, and now the present," I said. "When we last saw him, he was falling through the branches of the Christmas tree." "So he was," replied Father Christmas. "So he was. And this, well, this is exactly what he told me."